So, this isn't going to win any awards for beauty, but I made a Minecraft grass block cake, and honestly, I'm kind of proud of it. I didn't use any fancy tools. I'm not a professional by any means. I just had a vision, some frosting, and all the right vibes to make this cake, and I think it turned out great. I wanted to make the grass block that looked somewhat like the real thing. This part went pretty well. I just used boxed cake mix. I mixed a triple chocolate fudge and a milk chocolate cake, put them together. I knew I was going to be making 2 to 4 layers on this cake. So I just used the box stuff and that turned out great. It smelled amazing. Chocolate cake, you can't really go wrong. If you have your own recipe for chocolate cake, that would probably be fabulous. We are open that up and put it in there. We're making frosting for in between the cake layers. I feel like the top frosting is going to need to be green. So that'll be fine. I can just dye it after the fact. So that'll work.
Can you make a dirt block?
Yep.
That's a lot of frosting.
I hope so. This is a multi-layer cake. Okay, I'm going to shut that off for a minute. These are the cakes we made yesterday. What? I saw a trick where you can, I don't know if I'm going to frost the sides. I haven't decided yet. But you like snuggle this under there. And then you pull them out when you're done so that your cake stand isn't all full of crap. This is where things got a little chaotic. I decided I was going to be a cake surgeon and tried to level the cake with a bread knife. I don't know if there's a certain knife for this, but this worked, I guess, but I don't know how to level a cake, and that's very apparent in these clips. Then we have the frosting. So I made white buttercream frosting. Any frosting you want to put on here is great. I don't care. It's your kitchen. You can go ahead and do what you want. I like homemade buttercream. That's my favorite. I didn't feel that I should try to dye this because it would have had to be brown, and I just thought that it would get covered up, but that's a problem for future me that I'm going to have to get into. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to put a glob on and try to smooth it. Do you want to try to smooth it?
So do I just like spread it?
Yep. Not to the, just go to the edges. Don't go on the sides. I realized fairly quickly as we were putting these layers together that all the white frosting was showing, and it 100% did not look like any kind of dirt or grass block from anything. When there's a bunch of white layers, it was clearly just a layered chocolate cake. So that was something that we had to try to figure out what to do with that. And that was, I think, a clever little way. My daughter said, let's just put some of this cake on there. And I was like, hey, let's just put some of this cake on there. Squirt it all in. Use the rest of the tube. There's barely anything left. Oh, maybe there was more than I thought. Okay, well, whatever. So the problem I have with making chocolate frosting is that this cake is going to be a lot of frosting. It's going to be more frosting than cake if I do that. So I am just crumbling this and sticking it to the sides to cover up the white frosting to give it more of a dirt appearance. Which, I mean, might add to the effect, might not. I don't know. We'll see when we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the grass on the top is more like interpretive instead of like accurate. It's green. It does have some different colors. We're going to add some sprinkles to it. I tried to make it look as close as possible. Not a professional. This is more attainable for like a home cook that doesn't really specialize in cakes. But I think it turned out really cute. So I did get some green sprinkles that were like variations of green. And I think that putting the chocolate cake on the sides of the cake really helped to cover up that white frosting without making it just a giant ball of frosting. Well, a cube of frosting. That's what it would have been. Okay, sprinkles. You might have to put them in your hand and kind of spread them out on there. This was so much fun to make. I love making things with my kids in the kitchen. I just really enjoy, you know, having the company to bounce things off of and doing things together. I think that it's fun trying to create something too that we all recognize, even if it's not perfect. Now we just got to clean it up a little. Can you take a paper towel and wipe that off? Just going to try to smooth out some of the dirt here. On the sides of this, I just took the offset spatula and tried to push the cake into the white frosting so that it wasn't all crumbling when we would cut it or when it got shifted around. These come off. All right, I am super happy with how it looks. I think it's super cute.
Good job, Mama.
I know my daughter's going to love it. I got to hide it from her now until it's time. Well, there we have it. It is my not so square Minecraft dirt block cake, and I totally think Steve would eat this. It was delicious.